guys, it's your girl J Nicole and I am back with another video. Today I am doing something a little different. I'm taking a break from my standard shop with me videos and I'm going to show you how to make the meanest whipping cream pound cake there is. This cake is the bomb. When I tell you that everyone will love it if you make it, I promise you, it is just amazing. So you'll definitely want to stay tuned, and I'm going to take you step by step through it, how to put it together, how to bake it, how to, put that little extra oomph on it. So you definitely want to hear this. Also, I want to shout out Armstrong's Kitchen ATX, which is our at-home bakery that myself and my husband own. We do sell all kinds of pound cakes, cookies, pastries, and all types of sweet goodies. So I just want to shout us out today. And also, I want to make mention of the base of this recipe. It actually comes from the back of the Swan's Down cake flour box. However, like I said, I have some things that I put into this cake that takes the flavor and that texture up several notches. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, let's go over our ingredients. You'll need 3 cups of cake flour, 3 cups of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 sticks of unsalted butter at room temperature, 1/2 cup of butter flavor shortening, 1 teaspoon of almond extract, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 6 large brown eggs at room temperature, 1 cup of heavy whipping cream at room temperature, and 1 box of instant French vanilla pudding. Preheat your oven to about 320 degrees, and here is my Bundt pan I'm using that has been greased with shortening and floured properly. Okay, here I'm showing you how to properly measure your cake flour. You're going to spoon it into the measuring cup and then taper down and wipe off the excess. And then you repeat that 3 times. And here I added in my instant vanilla pudding and salt, and I'm mixing that all together very well. Next, I'm adding in my 2 sticks of unsalted butter and my butter flavor shortening into my stand mixer. And then I am going to turn it on just for about 30 seconds or so to slowly let the butter and shortening come together before I add my sugar. And then I'll start to slowly add in my sugar and slowly increase the speed on my mixer as well. I love to cream my butter for at least 5 to 7 minutes on medium-high speed. It's going to give you what you need in order to get that proper creaming. You're also going to be able to have a lighter cake, and your cake will rise because of this process. So do not skip this process. Also, make sure you stop periodically and scrape down the sides of your bowl as you're going through the creaming process. This is the consistency you want after your butter and sugar has been creamed. You want it to be very light and fluffy. Okay, so here I'm adding my eggs. You're gonna wanna add 1 egg at a time and then mix fairly well between each egg addition. And then at the end of it all, this is what it looked like after I mixed in my 6 eggs, 1 egg at a time. And now I'm starting to incorporate my dry ingredients into the batter. I'm taking about 1 cup of my dry ingredients and adding it to my batter. I turn my KitchenAid on the lowest setting, very important, and just kind of work that in a little bit. And then I add about 1/3 cup of the heavy whipping cream. So then what you'll do is you'll just kind of let that work in just a tad bit. And then you'll repeat that about 3 times. You'll want to start with your dry ingredients, and you'll also want to make sure that you end with your dry ingredients. And then finally, the last step is to add in the extracts. I love vanilla extract, so I just kind of pour until my heart is content. And then with the almond, I just add about 1 teaspoon. And you want to mix that in really well to make sure all that flavor gets incorporated into your batter very well. At this point, do not overwork the batter. Just do enough to make sure those flavors get incorporated. Okay, and then here you can see that I'm just slowly adding my batter into my prepared Bundt pan. I'm taking my time, making sure that I'm dropping it in there good and not, getting it too far up the sides or anything like that. And then you can see I'm leveling it out just a bit, shaking it up to kind of like even it out around the pan. And finally, after I shake it up and even it out, I'm going to drop it on my countertop a couple times to release the air bubbles. Now the cake is ready to go in the oven for 320 degrees for about 60 minutes. So after baking for 65 minutes, this was the finished product. And after about 15 minutes of sitting in the pan, I went ahead and flipped the Bundt cake out of the pan onto my wire rack to allow time for it to cool. And now it's time to make the glaze. I use about 2 cups of imperial powdered sugar and about 1/4 of a cup of heavy cream. And I add in extracts, maybe a teaspoon of each, the vanilla and the almond. And then I just stir it up until I reach my desired consistency. Sometimes I have to add a little bit more heavy cream. Sometimes I may even bring out some milk if I want to see the consistency become a little thinner. In this case, I did add a little milk, and I just mixed and mixed and mixed until I saw what I wanted. And here you can see I'm pouring that icing over the cake now. I like mine to be a little thick, but then, with the cake being a tad bit warm, it did spread out a little bit there and looked wonderful. Now let's cut into that bad boy and see what it looks like on the inside. As you can see, it looks super moist, super flavorful. Got the tender crumb going. Excellent. Now here comes my taste testers.
Now this is the best.
And I had to do my own taste test. It wouldn't be right if I didn't test out the fruits of my labor. And all was great. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out the description for all the ingredients as well as the baking instructions, and leave me a comment and let me know how your cake turns out if you decide to try this recipe. Bye.